After Lajja, Dr. Teslima not only faced the attacks from the religious fundamentals, but also you have faced protests from the state and patriarchy also.
Government banned Lajja because I blamed government for not providing security to minority community.
Even in the 21st century, we are witnessing a number of fatwas.
In Bangladesh, fatwas are illegal. But in 2016, many free thinker bloggers were hacked to death in Bangladesh because those jihadis or religious fanatics do not tolerate that their religion would be criticized.
Because of your outspoken nature, Taslima, you have suffered a lot of backlash from the society. Then I wondered what has sustained your brave or courage over the years.
Yeah, I was threatened, I was exiled, I said. But still, I never actually thought that to stop writing or to stop speaking, because so many people are inspired by me, so many women. They said that I'm telling their stories and they get strength. Not only Bengali women, I have found women who are European women, American women. They are not totally free. They also suffer a lot because of patriarchal, misogynistic system. They also said that because of me, they get strength. They get the courage to go on with their fight. So that inspired me to continue writing and never to stop.
How you are engaging with the critics inside the community, I mean the minority marginalized community? Is there any special style you engaging with them?
I actually do not. I use my style. I do not actually try to convince people differently. So some people are convinced. Some people think that I am telling the truth. And some people who think that that patriarchy is wonderful, women must be treated as inferior beings, and religious fanaticism is good. There should be a Sharia law in Muslim countries, and we should support Khilafat, type of extremism. They always, criticize me. But a bold woman and brave women always will be criticized. So I don't think that they should think of those people who are narrow-minded, who are not progressive, who are anti-women.
Have you ever pressured soften your voice because of these backlashes from the society?
No, I didn't need to.
You faced any kind of pressure from the society?
I have been speaking the same way. I am not very loud. I am a soft-spoken person. But what I say, I think that is important.
Then do you believe actually literature can bring social changes in our society, especially the issues related to women's rights?
Yeah, of course. Because I have seen that my literature, my books actually change people. In Bangladesh, there are lots of imams. Yeah, and lots of clerics.
Priests.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Who left Islam after reading my books because they think that it's not true. And they were inspired by me, and many conservative people, misogynist people changed after reading me carefully or seriously. So this happens. And also, once upon a time when women were not allowed to go to school to get education, at that time lots of people protested in literature. And, they wrote. Not only women, men wrote for women's education, and that helped. Then society started, thinking that it is not good idea that women would be ignorant, uneducated, and then men only would be educated. Then they started sending women to schools, and to that women then started getting education. And then there was a time when women are not allowed to work outside or to earn money. But there were books against that system. And then women started, getting the freedom to get financial independence. So I think that literature helped. Literature changed society. I'm talking about women, but we can give example of their other things also. War, and atrocities, violence. When we talk against atrocities, violence against human beings, and when we write against violence and for human rights, when we write for women's equality, it helps people start thinking, people get convinced. And then once upon a time we see that so many wars everywhere. Let's think about Europe. European countries fought against each other a lot, and so many people, so many wars, and so many people died. But afterwards, now they are united. India was not united. India now is united. There are so many people with different religions, different languages, different cultures live together. It was not in the past times. It was not like this. So through literature, to rethinking, we are getting civilized more and more. So still we see that in some countries, in some cultures, women are not treated equally. Human beings are not treated equally because of their different religious views or ethnicity or different languages. We see that the inequalities in some societies, it's more or less in every societies, every uncivilized societies, we have seen this. But there are lots of talk about it, lots of literature against this kind of inequalities and injustices. So we are changing. Society is changing. I hope that women will get ultimately, even in Muslim countries, Muslim countries will be secularized, and women will get total freedom. It will happen. It will happen because Europe was not a nice place before. Women suffered a lot. There was no equality and justice that women enjoyed. Now they are enjoying much more than before.
Nice.
So in other countries where women are not yet getting justice and equality, they will get.
Yes.
I think so. I hope so.
Okay. As someone working within the Muslim social context, I often observed certain reinterpretations are happening inside the religion, especially for justifying the gender differences, just gender. And what is your observation about these kinds of reformation happening inside this religion? And how can you compare it with the secular feminist movement?
Yeah, probably you were saying that within religion,
Like Islamic feminism.
So some people can believe. I don't believe it in religious feminism.
You don't believe in religious feminism?
I think that because religion, all religions, I'm not talking about one religion, all religions are against women. So
all religions are against women, so there is no space for religious feminism.
So you have to, but still I believe that the right for people to practice religion, and also the right for people to practice humanism and atheism. The people who are atheists, they should have the right to believe in atheism, and they should have the right to live as human beings and with all, state, religious extremists and society must not punish them for being an atheists. But we see that in conservative societies, atheists are punished. Like I told you in Bangladesh, how those atheist bloggers were killed. They were hacked to death. So I think that religious people enjoy their freedom, and non-religious people should equally enjoy their freedom to be non-religious. And I think that women, if there were laws before 1956 in India also that women didn't get any equality. Men could have married thousands of times, but women were not allowed to divorce because those are religious laws. And now, after 1956, there was Hindu Act for women's equality, and now women enjoy their equal rights. They can marry, they can divorce, and they can, the inheritance law is equal.
Yeah.
But still, in some countries where religious laws exist, there women do not get inheritance. They cannot share equally their property with their brothers. So there is still inequality because of religion. So I don't think that religious feminism can exist. So, but people who are thinking that they can be feminist within religion, I'm not against them. They can be,
Yes.
but they should also know that I should have the right to be outside religion and become a feminist.
Yes, I have also the same observation, because in certain issues like Sharia principle upgradation, both this religious feminism and secular feminism are keeping silence. They don't know what to do, and they are completely helpless. Especially the property inheritance law, no laws are there, no voices are there from the both side of religious feminism and secular feminism. Even then, I am asking, is there any chance for coexistence of these two movements in country like India?
No, it's a basic ideas are different, So I think that it cannot coexist, but it can go on differently. I think that laws are important to change, and a religious feminist probably would not like to change religious laws. But under those unequal religious laws, how can one be a feminist when there are so many injustices against women? I have no idea. But if they have their own idea, okay, they can go on.
In the current scenario, do you see that the social media is a powerful source of bring changes, especially in gender-related human rights matters?
For writers like us, social media is a very good platform to connect people.
Your work strongly criticizes religion, and you have received tremendous appreciation and at the same time criticism also.
Yeah.
How do you speak openly without reinforcing this kind of stereotypes inside the Muslim community?
I have been living in exile for 31 years.
Yes.
No government allows me to enter Bangladesh.